Please welcome current Kentville 67s, even though the season hasn't started. Former Siskins player, former Victus Prep athlete, Brock Krulicki. There we go.
Thanks for having me, boys.
Thanks for coming
Yeah, what's going on?
Not much. Just hanging out, keeping active.
That's all you
What's
can
the
do.
game plan? Have you been keeping the workouts going?
Yeah, so I got a home gym and a little shooting thing in my basement. I've been putting on clinics at ODRs lately, pretty much every night. It's a lot of fun.
You're so fucking funny. I miss you, Crew. You're so funny.
I miss you too, man.
So I've been putting on clinic. Crew's just clinic in the ODR.
He's just a coach now. He's a full-time coach for ODR.
Dude, I'm just waiting for a Leaf scout to show up there. That's basically it.
Hey, you never know.
You never know, man.
That's awesome.
Anything school?
Yeah, go on, Matt.
What's that?
Doing any school things at all, or you just year off?
No, I'm done school.
Done school.
Yeah, just being a hockey player.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what you got to do.
Yeah, I can't really ask for much more.
I was gonna say, yeah, take us through your minor hockey career. We do this with everyone, and you played AA most of the time, I think. And similar to Matthew, that's basically Matthew's story.
Yeah, so I'm from Wellesley, Ontario. It's really small town, so we had the level here is called Double C. So we play teams like Air, like Paris, all those places. So I played that until minor midget. My dad coaching me a few years along with a couple other parents. And then, minor midget, I played AA. Had a lot of fun there. And then 2 years ago would have been the year I played prep at Victus. And I also was able to play AA in Waterloo again, so I played for both teams. And so that was really good for my development for sure. And then last year went to a couple junior camps. Ended up signing with the Siskins, and I had a pretty good year there. And now I'm in Kentville.
Oh,
Awesome.
so I wonder if you dealt with the same thing as you kind of, not that it's a bad thing, and AA isn't the best place to play. Like, I'm not saying it's better than AAA, but have you dealt with the fact, because I have two people, no matter you have success and people still just think it's you never played AAA or anything.
Well, basically, when I tell people that I never played AAA and then they ask where I'm at now, it's it makes me feel pretty good, especially for kids that are going through the same thing that we did. We're people to look up to, and I take pride in that for sure. And I'm always here to help with anyone,
Yeah, that's awesome.
And so
With the ODR clinics.
Yeah, with the clinics, man. Come meet me in the ODR. I'll teach you a few things.
They're unreal.
what about your stacked midget AA team, just pumping everyone?
Okay, do we want to talk about that year?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
we were nuts. Okay, so we'll start with I can talk about my line. We call ourselves the Dream Line. Me, Carson Wick, who's in Wellesley, and Zach Gladding, who's in Tavistock now. Yeah, that was a lot of fun playing with those guys. There are a couple games on Hockey TV where I look back and I'm that was a sweet line. I had a lot of fun with those guys.
That's easily a AAA line, a top AAA line in AA.
Yeah, well, yeah, however you want to look at it, but it was sweet. Yeah,
You dummied everyone.
sweet.
Just unbeatable.
Yeah, we definitely took advantage of teams.
Well, Keith and Dave, Crew's, even though Crew played Double C, I guess, until minor midget, which is even crazier than me playing AA, most of my life. Jumping from Double C 2 years later, right? You're a top player on the Siskins, and you guys were just light. You guys must have lit up teams. I remember you telling me we just pumped this team 10-0.
Yeah,
I had rips.
yeah, that AA year for sure. Yeah, it was crazy. Just after that year too, my confidence, that helped my confidence a lot, which I appreciated too. So that was good for me as well.
How does it
Yeah,
even?
that is
And then
something.
after that, you went to Vixit. Oh, yeah, go on.
That is something to say too. Is you do kind of like I said, I'm not saying whatever's better. Not very many AA kids, right, jump to junior B as fast as you did or I did, right? But it does help being the best player on a team versus a lower end player on the AAA team. Not saying that you would have been, but there is that scenario for a lot of people.
For sure. Yeah, for sure. Like being a go-to guy is like, that's like the role that I want, the role that I work for. You know, I want to be the guy who's getting the power play time, you know, pull the goalie, be the extra guy out there.
Yeah. The spotlight's
you know,
on you, right? Like just like that makes sense. Like I'd rather be, you know, a standout player on a lower team, and then you'd get more eyes on you, right, to advance.
For sure. Yeah, that's the way I like looking at it too. Like that was sweet for me. So
yeah, I was just gonna say. So we just had an interview last week. We talked to Chase Barada, who's huge on Victus. Now you're here from Victus too. Now, how would you describe your experience with Victus and that whole team experience?
All right, yeah. So yeah, Victus, like for my development, it was like crazy insane. Like without that, I definitely wouldn't be where I am today, playing with those guys and training with those guys. Like a lot, like our whole prep team advanced to junior after that year. Like, and that's something that's pretty sweet for the school and for all of us players on the team. Like going to school, knowing you're gonna be able to play hockey and work out along with doing school, like mentally, I think that played a factor for me too. Like it made me excited for school. Like I remember my first 2 years of high school where I just didn't want to get up. I didn't want to go to school. It wasn't fun to go into school and being with the boys, like on your team, like just horsing around every day, knowing it's going to be a good day and you're going to have fun. Like
for sure. Yeah.
It's good for the mindset.
What year did you go into Victus, and like start of high school or?
Grade 11 was my first year, and I was there 11 and 12.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What was your favorite memory from Victus?
Favorite memory? Wow, there's a lot.
Yeah, we're putting you on the spot here. So
yeah,
goal you scored, or just a daily memory?
Yeah, so I remember. So we go into our first weekend, first showcase weekend. I think we had like 3D, five forwards.
I think I played that weekend with you.
Yeah, you might have. I think, yeah, were there some other guys there maybe?
Maybe. I'm not sure.
I know a couple other guys played, but yeah, I remember you definitely. But yeah, we won all 4 games. I remember we were down 8-21, like, I think it was like 4-1 maybe going into the third. We forced overtime, and then me and Broads did a nice little play. Still have it on video for the OT winner. Not a big deal, but it was a lot of fun. And yeah, it's a very fond memory for me. And I remember we were so pumped up after that game. Like we played like 2 games a day on the weekends. So like after that game, like we were rolling, and I just remember that feeling, and that was probably one of my favorite memories.
Yeah, I missed that game. I missed that game because I was at a AA game, so I was coming up after. But that was a huge deal after the team's last year. Obviously, we talked about they didn't win very many games, so to win the first game in overtime, that was really big for everyone.
Yeah, for sure.
And like I said earlier, we had our last week's guest is Chase Barada. We asked him stories with you, and we're gonna ask you some stories about him.
Yeah. So basically, Rhodes and I met in grade 9 at Waterloo, Oxford. And the first day we met, we were pretty good buddies ever since. I guess I got a couple, like during quarantine, like the first time, we both got a pair of Mars blades, and we'd wheel out to a rink, like a flat rink, whatever, 2 nets, and just battle one-on-one against each other. Like we just go at it. Like we got so competitive with each other. And that was a lot of fun. We did a kinesiology project there. We like fake like ran a camp or whatever.
Oh yeah.
With the rollerblades and stuff. So that was a lot of fun. He was my roommate throughout Victus prep, and that was sweet. Like, yeah.
Hashtag Blade Gang.
Blade Gang. Oh yeah, that's a spit and chicklets type thing.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. You guys
So
listen
now
to
we'll
them?
jump in. We'll jump in past Vicky Prep.
Okay.
Obviously jumping into the Siskins where you had a very good season. So talk us through. You said you went to a couple camps. So was Siskins the first team to offer you, or what was that decision like?
Yeah, so I was on the way home from a day of Victus when I got a call from the GM there and said he wanted to sign me, and I was pretty pumped. I went to like a couple junior C camps around here too, like Ayr, Wellesley. I went to camp in Chatham for their team too. But I was really lucky with Waterloo to sign me playing junior B in the Go, just good development league. Being able to go to Victus while I played there too is definitely huge. And yeah, it was a good year. We had fun for sure.
Yeah, and so like,
What was it like being like a top impact player on that team? Especially going from like what you were before. Like we were saying, you were always pretty decent, but you kind of just accelerated out of nowhere.
Yeah. You know what? I would just show up to the rink every day ready to work hard. Like I knew like I had to work my butt off for sure every day, and I made sure I did that. Our coach there like preached good habits, like preached making sure you're doing the right thing, fueling your body the right way, and I just took that to heart, made sure I was doing the right thing, and I knew it would work out for me. So even when things weren't going my way, I just kept going, stuck with it, and yeah, it helped me for sure, big time.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Usually mentors are really good in that scenario too.
Yeah, for sure.
And yeah, so our next question is like, how do you feel your seasons and the team season like went for you guys like moving there?
So we just like every team, we had our ups and downs for sure. Like there were obviously some dressing room problems with us that year, but for me and most of the guys, like that, we had like a core group that just made sure we were going, like got all the boys on board, like just made sure we were sticking together, because like we were a team, like we can't get down on each other, like
Right.
we got to push through it. So that was pretty big for us too.
So now you're moving on to Kempville, and obviously there's no season, and who knows where people would be and how seasons would have went, right? It's pretty tough to think about, but as of now, you're right. You're still with Kempville. Maybe they'll get a little spring tournament going on later. And so, what was it like going to Kempville, trying to make the next jump?
I think for me it was the right move. The CCHL I found is a more skilled league, which I feel like I can flourish a bit more in. Being in Kempville is great. I love the organization. Jason York's our head coach, former NHLer. I really look up to him for sure. He's a great coach. With the league this year, there's a 12-week plan. I'm going back up on Saturday, and we're hoping to start practicing on the 16th when everything settles down and we're able to get back. So, yeah, I'm just ready to go for sure. We've been ready for a long time.
Yeah.
Just like
that's pretty good news. Yeah, I didn't trying to get that going. That's
it definitely raised the spirits for sure.
And this is the last question we usually ask to most of our hockey guests. But what are you looking to improve on and continue to be an impact player at that high level?
Yeah, so just finding new ways to score goals. Like, I love scoring goals. It's my favorite thing in the world. So just finding new ways, whether it's like a little like shoulder fake, head fake, whatever. I've been working a lot on changing the angle on my shot, doing some stuff with my feet type thing. And then for me too, I can always get faster. So that's another thing I like to work on for sure. Game nowadays is so fast. Like
skill
just keep getting
based
faster and faster. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming on. It's awesome to hear some stories like yours. And yeah, thanks so much for coming on. It was fun.